I will be presenting Updating the Arizona Early Childhood Workforce Registry PowerPoint or Roadshow on behalf of Becky Johnson as an example of how to upload an artifact into your field experience hours. So as you know, this is what the home page looks like of the Arizona Registry. It's kind of bland, right? It doesn't look super appealing and it's not very user friendly. If you did not know how to use the Arizona Workforce Registry, you may not know how to use all the tabs on the left column or what each one does, and you would have to search in order to get the services that you need. It's not very time or user friendly. But let me tell you the purpose of the registry. The purpose of the registry is not only for practitioners to find training, to score or to store record or formal education, to store record of professional development, to store work history, and to record licensing requirements. But it's also for advocacy. And what people don't understand is that government agencies and advocacy agencies or organizations can pull demographics to show real-time data about the workforce. This helps provide a glimpse of things like infant and toddler provider deserts and the difference in average salaries in different areas of the state. It also helps with the gap between home and center-based providers. So if you wanted your boss or your future employer to get to know you on paper, what would you want them to know? There are several things that someone would maybe want to share, whether that is, your trainings or anything of that nature. However, everybody is so unique and their needs may be different than yours. So your professional identity is important. You have a professional development report, a career lattice, and a participant professional goals or your plan. The current lattice that we have or that we use is a little convoluted. It's hard to understand and it causes a lot of people frustration when they are coming into the organization or the industry or a career in early childhood. We have been working diligently on a revised lattice. This is a draft, but it types out the different steps or progression of an early childhood professional. Your current professional development and education report looks like this. You can print them out and you can use them in your CDA binders, or sometimes your center director will use them if they are meeting with you. It's used for multiple different things. The revised professional portfolio will look like this. It's a little bit more engaging. It has alerts and tells you when you need to when you need to when you need to validate or update something like a TB or a first aid CPR card. And let's be honest, sometimes those things expire and we're not necessarily aware of it because it's out of sight, out of mind. And because it's every 3 years, you just don't look at it as often. It also tells you your work history. It tells you your registry ID number, and it tells you all of your staff training checklists. So then you would click on those and then you would have 3 days left. So it's really cool the way that they are designing this to be a little bit more in or out, a little bit more interactive, to get more people to use this at its full potential. This would be your professional portfolio. So again, just to recap, if this is just a different page, right? You would have career accomplishments. It would tell you your memberships. It would tell you your education, experience, goals, professional development hours, areas of specialty, your work history. It will also tell you your professional career goals. What ideas do you have for us to improve the goals or the tools in the registries? If you're not aware of CCEI and the subscriptions that First Things First ASU PBS has, then it's important to go through and start looking at this because there was special funding and there are some access where individuals can go in and take trainings. So if you're curious about that, please let me know and I can get you in touch with the right person. If you have any questions so far, Becky Johnson would be happy to follow up with any additional questions. But we do have some questions for you. Compared to the current lattice, are those lattice revisions better or worse, or are they the same to you? If you could pick a revised lattice, would you rather pick option 1, option 2, or neither? Why? And what else would we consider? There's also been some changes regarding whether or not we need to enhance our education and professional development report. And with this, you would be able to see where your strengths are or where you're really getting a lot of training in and where you need to grow. And that's something that necessarily can't be had in a conversation because how many of us really track the areas that we're getting our professional development in? When we usually sign up, we sign up for areas that touch us or that we are fond to. And so we don't always think about these other types of areas. So again, compared to the current lattice and professional development and education report, are the revisions better, worse, or the same? And then consider, what else should we consider?